Hi, my name is Ev. Welcome to Buddy is in Charge and welcome to Emo Court in County Laois. So Buddy is a happy boy. Dogs are allowed here on leash, and we have this lovely car park, and this is free of charge. It's just in the village of Emo in Laois. Just follow the signs into Emo Court, and it's about a kilometre and a half in the gate before you come to this car park. So on we go. Much of this estate is good agricultural land. There are quite a lot of bits of forestry here which are managed by Quilshire. However, the house, the whole gardens are managed by the Office of Public Works, or as we know them, the OPW. Whilst the estate was being landscaped, there are over 1,000 trees that were planted here, of many different shapes, sizes and varieties. There are a number of trails here on the estate. We're going to go around the lake walk, and we shall see hopefully the house as well as we go around. There are lots of statues dotted around the estate, and this was part of the landscaping. Emo Court was designed by James Gandon in around 1790 for John Dawson, and he was the first Earl of Portarlington. He died in 1798, and it wasn't until 1830 that the building was completed. Another lovely day. Today is Sunday the 5th of July, and we're heading towards the lake. There are 35 hectares of managed gardens and pasture in the parkland. That includes a 20-acre lake, which we are seeing now, and it's where we're going to get some shade. There's also lots of seating areas around the lake if you need a rest, but he doesn't need a rest. So yeah, we're going to go along this lovely shaded path. I'll just show you what it looks like. Out from the hot sun. So on we go. There are some really lovely views over the lake. And that's the track that we came down a few minutes ago. There is a sluice gate here, which would have managed the water levels and for irrigation system, because you can see a dry ditch just here. These paths are perfect for a pony and trap, which you can imagine those in the Victorian era going around their estate. The sculptures are to mimic ancient Rome and ancient Greece. So on we go. Some stunning trees. So the title of the Earl of Portarlington was started by King George III in 1785, and he bequeathed it to the second Viscount Carlow, and this is part of the Irish peerage system. So this is a dawn redwood that would have come from a collection in China. Gorgeous tree. A lot of walled gardens under the OPW ask that no dogs are allowed in. So I'm just going to give you a quick view. Bud is with a family member. So this would have provided for the estate of, we can see apple trees here, but it would have been filled with vegetables all through the seasons. As we look across the arable land, the nearest town is Portarlington. It's about 7 kilometres distant from Emo Court, and it has got good transport links, bus and rail. Like many Irish towns, they were laid out, as it was called, in the early 18th century. And this would have been done by the aristocracy that came from Britain. And with Portarlington, it would have been the Dawson family who would have set it out in around about 1710. So we have an event close by, so you might hear car horns. So the second Earl of Portarlington is an interesting gentleman. His name was John Dawson, and he struggled to try and keep this estate going, and he's actually was a colonel in the 23rd Light Dragoons, and he missed the start of the Battle of Waterloo in June in 1815 because of illness. But his life was quite difficult because he had a common law wife, he had 3 illegitimate children, and the title could not go down to them, so the title went to his nephew, and that is the way that the current Earl of Portarlington, that's his line of ascendancy. Back at the house at Emo Court, the Dawson family had very close family ties to those who held the title of Bute in Scotland. If my garden was like this, I'd be very happy. Like many aristocratic families that would have had close ties with Britain during the War of Independence in 1920-1921 in Ireland, many of them left, and likewise so did the Earls of Portarlington, and that was why they moved back to their family home in Scotland. When the Dawson family left here in 1920, the estate would have been approximately 20 square miles. The estate was given to the Land Commission, who divided it amongst local farmers. And the house was shut up, and it wasn't until the 1930s that the Jesuits moved in. The house itself was sold to the Jesuit community, and this is where they held a novitiate for a number of years. And like so many other large houses in Ireland, there was always the fear that these would have been burnt to the ground. So luckily enough, this one survived. The house is now open to the public, and you have to go around on a guided tour. Roughly takes around about 45 minutes to 50 minutes. And there's a very nice little tea room as well. In the 1960s, Major Chumley Harrison bought the estate, and he had been a London stockbroker, and he tried to get the estate back to the way it had looked in its prime. And then in 1994 he gave it to the Irish state, which we are truly grateful for, because this now we can walk around and enjoy. So this is where we're going to say goodbye. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you again soon.